Before diving into our reflection, let me share with you some verses from the Quran that shed light on the story of Mary, may Allah grant her peace. Mary, may Allah grant her peace, the mother of Jesus, holds a significant place in the Quran. She is mentioned 34 times, which is more frequent than in the New Testament where she is cited 19 times. Moreover, an entire chapter, composed of 99 verses, is dedicated to her. This chapter is titled Surah Maryam, which means, Chapter of Mary. It's interesting to note that in the Quran, women, daughters, and the mother of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him and his family, are never mentioned by their name, underscoring the importance and respect given to Mary, may Allah grant her peace. It is in Surah Al-Imran, 3, verses 35 to 38, that Allah, in His greatness and majesty, states, "Remember when the wife of Imran said, Lord, I have vowed to you in dedication what is in my womb. Please accept it from me. You are indeed the all-hearing, the all-knowing." And when she gave birth to her, she said, "Lord, I have delivered a female," and Allah knew best what she had delivered. The male is not like the female. I have named her Mary, may Allah grant her peace, and I seek your protection for her and her offspring from Satan, the accursed. Her Lord graciously accepted her and made her grow in purity and entrusted her to the care of Zechariah. Every time Zechariah entered the sanctuary to see her, he found her supplied with provisions. He exclaimed, "O Mary, may Allah grant her peace, where did you get this from?" She replied, "It is from Allah." Surely, Allah provides for whoever He wills without measure. At that point, Zechariah prayed to his Lord, saying, "My Lord, grant me from you a good offspring. You are indeed the hearer of prayers." The Quran narrates the story of the birth of Mary, may Allah grant her peace, through the prayers of Imran's wife, often referred to as Imratu Imran. After enduring many years of barrenness and offering countless prayers to God, she was finally blessed with a pregnancy in her later years. Overwhelmed with gratitude for this unexpected blessing, she decided to dedicate her child to God as a sign of her thankfulness. The Quran captures this moment as follows: "The wife of Imran said, Lord, I dedicate what is in my womb entirely to you. Accept this from me. You are truly the all-hearing, all-knowing." Throughout history, discrimination against women has been pervasive, especially in the sacred realm. Imran's wife, in line with the expectations of her time, hoped for a son to fulfill a significant religious mission. However, she was taken aback when she found out she was given a daughter, exclaiming, "Lord, I have given birth to a daughter." This birth, far from what she had anticipated, plunged her into deep sorrow, as described in the Quran. She then turned to God, expressing her regrets and apologies. But beyond her initial disappointment, Imran's wife showed defiance against the prevailing discriminatory custom that denied women access to important religious roles. She demonstrated her unwavering faith and determination in the divine will by naming her daughter Mary, may Allah grant her peace, which means, the devout, or the servant of God. In testament to this faith, she declared, "I have named her Mary, may Allah grant her peace, and I place her and her offspring under your protection from the accursed devil." Her Lord graciously accepted her, allowing her to grow beautifully. According to traditional interpretations of the Quran, this suggests that God responded to Imran's wife, assuring her that Mary, may Allah grant her peace, had a special divine destiny, different from what she had envisioned for a son. Despite the traditions of the time that reserved certain sacred roles only for men, God chose Mary, may Allah grant her peace, for this mission, showing that virtue and piety transcend gender barriers. This idea is further reinforced in the same chapter, Al-Imran, verses 42 and 43, where it is stated, "Remember when the angel said, O Mary, may Allah grant her peace, indeed Allah has chosen and purified you, and He has chosen you above the women of the worlds. O Mary, may Allah grant her peace, obey your Lord, prostrate, and bow down with those who bow." This story highlights the divine celebration of women. God honored both Imran's wife for her deep faith and Mary, may Allah grant her peace, for her predestined role, showcasing the value and strength of women in the face of discriminatory traditions. Zechariah was chosen by Allah to be the guardian of Mary, may Allah grant her peace. The Quran tells us, and He entrusted her care to Zechariah. Every time he entered the sanctuary to visit her, he found her supplied with provisions. He said, "O Mary, may Allah grant her peace, where did you get this from?" She replied, "It is from Allah." Indeed, Allah provides for whom He wills without measure. With every visit to this sacred place, Zachariah was surprised to find food beside her. This food was no ordinary provision, as no one but Mary, may Allah grant her peace, had access to this sacred space. Intrigued, Zachariah sought to understand its source. With unwavering faith, Mary, may Allah grant her peace, revealed it was a gift from Allah. She wanted to convey that Allah, in His boundless generosity, can provide for anyone in unexpected ways. Allah has no limits in His gifts and can grant them to whomever He wills, without any restriction. This story underscores Mary's, may Allah grant her peace, deep faith and the miraculous ways Allah takes care of His devotees. After witnessing Allah's miracles in the sanctuary, especially how Mary, may Allah grant her peace, received food in an inexplicable manner, Zachariah was deeply moved. These events bolstered his faith and inspired him to turn to Allah for a personal blessing. The Quran narrates this poignant moment. Then Zachariah prayed to his Lord, saying, "O my Lord, grant me from you a good offspring. Indeed, you are the hearer of prayer." This episode shows that just as Mary, may Allah grant her peace, had unwavering faith in Allah, Zachariah was also inspired by the miracles he saw and felt a deep desire to draw closer to Allah. He hoped that just as Allah had answered Mary's, may Allah grant her peace, prayers, He would also hear his. Dive with me into the captivating story of Mary, may Allah grant her peace, as narrated in the Quran. Mary, this iconic figure, is one of the few women named in the Quran. She is celebrated not only as the mother of Jesus, Isa, but also as a symbol of piety and devotion. Just imagine, although Zachariah was entrusted with her care, it seems Allah Himself took charge of her spiritual upbringing, guiding and nourishing her in miraculous ways. Her sanctity is undeniable. She is often described as being purified and chosen by Allah above all the women of her time. And, despite the norms of her era, Mary's, may Allah grant her peace, story in the Quran reminds us that piety and devotion are not bound by gender. She stands as a living testament that women are in no way inferior to men in their spiritual quest. One of the most astonishing miracles surrounding her was the food she miraculously received. Beyond these miracles, she is often portrayed as humble, pious, chaste, and wholly submissive to Allah's will. So, what does this story teach us? It shows that sincere devotion to Allah is always rewarded, often in unexpected ways. It also reminds us of the importance of gender equality in spirituality. And finally, just as Zachariah was inspired by the miracles surrounding Mary, may Allah grant her peace, to pray for offspring, it showcases the power of sincere prayer. So, the next time you hear about Mary, may Allah grant her peace, remember her story, her devotion, and the lessons she offers us. She is an inspiration for all of us, regardless of our gender or faith.